Okay, so welcome to Planet Coaster and our Let's Play series. We have just put down our entrance and we are going to begin building our park. Now, this is basically our park area. We have got a huge expansive area. As you can see, there's a little white dotted line through there that shows us the boundary of our park. We come all the way down through to here, all the way down here near the water, and across through here. It's a bit of rough terrain. Now this game has got a fantastic terrain editing tool in it, and it interacts with the rides and the coasters and everything beautifully, and we'll get to see that as we progress. But this is the size of DZG Park, and yeah, we're going to have a lot of fun here. So we've just plopped our entrance down. Now we just had to delete the existing default entry that comes in, which is just a single path. We've now put our version in there. Now we do have a toilet over here we need to connect up. So what we're going to need to do first off is we're going to have to make sure we've got a path in there. We're going to select grid and assign it to the grid because we want to make sure it looks nice and neat. And then we just connect. It doesn't want to do that. Right, so we'll just make this back down to our width that we wanted to make it. And there we go. So now our toilet is up and running. So our guests can go and use our toilet. The guests will come in here to the park, into our Planet Coaster sign, under our Planet Coaster sign, and they're in the park proper. Alright, so let's get building. So what we're going to do first off is going to extend our path out here. So we're going to make that the width we want. Now what we need to do is... Right, so this is going to have a bit of a problem because we've done a square, we've aligned our grid. So we're just going to finish it off there like that, deselect the grid. And then we'll just have the one primary path coming out. And we'll bring that out a little bit. We can always change this. Alright, now, as soon as we come out into the park... Whoops, I didn't want to do that. Right. So, as soon as we come out into the park, we want to get a couple of classic rides. So, what we're going to do is we are going to find a couple of rides. So, come in here, going to go to a ride. So, we've got blueprints here, which are... blueprints are basically pre-made stuff that you can either build yourself and save as designs, or you can download them from the Steam Workshop. So we've got a few of them here. We will use them throughout the game, for instance. So there's a coffee shop, for instance. So if I just bring the menu back down, there's the Street Fox coffee shop, and whoops. And there it is through there. So it's got all the signage and the back of house stuff there. It looks fantastic. But we're not going to use that right now. Alright. So what we're going to do. First thing, as we said, we're going to put in a couple of classic rides. So we're going to go to the ride section here. Now there was recently a new DLC added to the game. And it's added in some extra rides. But what we want to do is we want to put in a couple of traditional rides right at the front. So I don't think we can go past the bump and derby cars, or the dodgem cars in other words. So we're going to take our dodgem cars, we're going to sit it down here. We're going to put it, make sure we can place it. So we placed it there. So there we go. So the ride is actually placed. We now need to add an entrance. So we're going to add an entrance through here. In fact, we'll do the entrance over here. And then we're going to put an exit here. Right. Now we connect the entrance to the path. Now, we can do the path any number of ways, and this is the diversity of the actual game itself. So we can check out which path we want to have. So we're going to go that one. I'm going to align to grid for this one. So what we're going to do is we are going to have a square path, and we're going to make it a bit of a traditional queue. Going down. And around, whoops. Going to feed back on itself through here. There we go. Now we'll turn off the grid and we'll finalize that in here like so. Right, so we've got our queue. We just need to add our exit. So we'll go into our paths, select our path here, and we're going to make the length shorter. The width we're going to make 5 meters. And what we want to do, if we can, is that there to there. Okay, so there we go. So it's all ready to go. So what we're going to do is we're going to put it in test mode. We need to test it first. We're going to do a little bit of beautification around the front of the dodgem cars. So bring up our scenery. I want to actually put in path extras. Now a lot of this stuff we haven't used because we just haven't played the game for quite some time. Now I can filter all this stuff as well. There are filters up here that allow me to filter stuff out, filter stuff in. For the dodgem cars, I think there was, let's have a look, theme, brand, no, I want prop type. No, we don't. There we go. That's what I want. I want Knight Rider. Okay. So, we're going to make this the Knight Rider Dodgems. So, we've got a kit car complete. So, we're going to put him in. There's the old kit. Place him in there. Car. Now, I want the signage. Knight Rider sign, there we go. So we're going to get the Knight Rider sign. And we need to add that to the building. Oh, we can't add that to that. So what we need to do is put in a, we'll put in a bit of a shell. Actually, put an archway in. Get rid of that. All right, so we're going to build an archway. And probably a bit big, probably a bit too ornate. There's not really one that's going to fit what we want to do. So what we might have to do is go to, well, actually, before we do that, let's go and open that up. So now we should have some guests start coming in and they'll start going into here, all that sort of stuff. We'll put some, before we do anything else, we'll just put some other scenery. In fact, no, I'll get some more content pack. Knight Rider. What else was there for the Knight Rider theming? Another Knight Rider car here. So we'll put another one over here. So just as they're exiting, like that. All right. Now you can actually make custom ones up and all that sort of stuff. There's a shoot mode version there. Anyway, not going to use that one. Knight Rider rocket booster. All right, we won't worry about all those. So what we will do is we'll put a spare tire down. In fact, we'll have a couple of these tires here like this. This is a bit of a boundary. Like so. Turn it around. Pop him in there. There we go. Just a little bit of a boundary there. That's alright. Now we're going to grab some shrubbery. We like these autumn trees, so we're going to put a couple of these in here. Bit of shade in the line, like so. A couple of smaller ones. Like so. A couple around the path. Looking better already. Okay, so we've got a few guests coming in now. So the next thing we're going to have to be looking at doing is things like guest services. So food, drink, benches, rubbish bins, all that sort of stuff as well. Alright, what we're going to do is we're going to grab some begonias. I'll put some begonias down. Now, in future episodes, some of the stuff we'll do as a bit of a time lapse as well, because some of this can be quite time consuming. So we don't want to bore you entirely. So certainly an option that we have is to do a time lapse, and that way you can sort of see all the painstaking stuff that goes into it without having to sit through all of it and me trying to have to explain everything I'm doing and then making it a bad experience for all of us. Alright, so there we go. So we've got our guests coming in there now. They're all lining up there. And we can actually go into each of the guests as well. So each of the guests in the game have needs and all that sort of stuff, as you would expect. So they're all going to come in here and be expected to go on there. So what we're going to do is we're going to put another ride in, because they're going to get very bored with one ride very quickly. And I think what we need to do is we need to put down a traditional carousel. So there we've got a traditional carousel, and we're going to put that in here like so. We'll place our entrance. I think we'll put the entrance over this side. We'll put the exit over this. In fact, no, we'll put the exit this side. Because what we can do there is if I have a path, for instance, from there that goes up. No, I don't want you to flick it. No, I don't want you to. No, I don't. Right, there. Right. And then what we can do is we can then come back here, select the path again, and we can connect it up that way. All right. So then what we'll do is go back in here and we'll go connect entrance to path. And we're going to make that a little bit narrower, make that a 2-meter path. And this one can just spirit his way around. Whoops. And back down to the main path. And there we have it. All right, so there we go. So what we're now going to do, we've got all that situated in there. We're then going to put the test on the grand carousel. And then what we should do as well is we should start putting some scenery down for here as well. So again, with our nice nature theme we've got started so far, we're going to put some barrels in there. Now, we can have totally different themed areas, and that's the way the game is basically structured. You have all different themes, so you'd have themed rides, themed areas, and all that sort of stuff. So we will be doing a pirate area, and that will come, maybe the next episode we'll start working on the pirate themed area first off. But in the interim, we're just going to get basically a little classical area going here, like so. I'll just put those down through there. We're going to put some little ground cover plants in here as well, probably. What have we got? There's so much to use nowadays than what there was when it first came out. I can just lower them down a little bit. And the other thing is too, it gives you so much flexibility, because what you can do, so for instance, we're just placing these flowers down here now. Now I can then go in and change that to a blue, purple, and press OK, and then I can change that to a yellow, press OK, and I can pop it down, and I've got a totally different looking bush of flowers, even though it's come from the same style set. So it means you can really play around with your color codes and all that sort of stuff, and really make it sort of look realistic. And trust me when I say there are some guys out there that, and girls, that have made some stuff in Planet Coaster that just looks fantastic. It really, really does. And I'm certainly nowhere near their level of commitment or talent or whatever else. But it is some beautiful work they do. Alright, there we go. We transition through the night. There we go. Alright, so the carousel has been tested, so we can now open the carousel. Open it up. Now, I think because the carousel is fairly important and it needs some lighting of a night, just to give it the vibe and the feel, I think what we'll probably do is we'll put some fairy lights in. Now, fairy lights. Now we can put them in that way if we wanted to. Or you put them, I don't think we'll use those ones. I think what we'll do, I thought there was another set of lights we could probably use. Police lights. Oh, we haven't got those available to us, I don't think. Yes, we do. Okay. Let's have a look how this looks. I haven't used this one before, so we'll put in this one down here. No, I didn't think so. Right, so I haven't got that pack, so that's why I can't use them. I figured that was probably going to be the case. All right, so what we'll do is we'll just put in some lamps. Short lamp post, that looks fine. Put a few of those in around the path. Like so. On the other side through there. Whoops, they didn't go down too well. Leave those ones out. Right. Pull it back in again here. And at night we should see that path lit up just nicely. And hopefully that gives enough light for the customers to be happy and to enjoy going on that ride of a night. And one more in there. Okay. Alright. There we go. So they're going to line up. So we've got customers going in there to that one as well. We've got a good queue at the Dodgem cars, the Night Rider cars, which is very good. Now what we need to do is put in a shop complex, I think, in here that is going to give us some basic customers in relation to food and drink. So what we're going to do is we're going to look for something that fits in line with our entrance, something a little bit more modern, not fairy tale or anything else like that. That's the entrance. Let me have a look. What have we got? Here we go. A Planet Drink Stall, which is one... I don't think we designed that one, but anyway. No, definitely not. Oh, maybe. I can't remember. No, I don't think it was. Anyway. It doesn't really matter. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to just bring that around. So we've got a coffee shop and a milk shake place. And we're going to pop that down there. They come with their own staff members. Now, staff members, they actually need to be looked after as well. Now, staff, if they get unhappy, you actually see their behaviour change and all that sort of stuff. They've got to be trained. They've got to be happy. All that sort of stuff. So that's what we need to worry about. So staff management, we're going to need a staff management building. So we're going to put that over here as well. Again, we're going to rotate that around. There's the entrance there. So we're going to put that in there. I think will work. Alright, so that building there is where we can actually send our staff. So if we look down in here, that's the staff building there. So the staff can come in here. Capacity of staff is 3. The perks, we can give them a perk. So when they actually come in here for an extended period of time, we're going to make it a social club. And we're going to pay $100 to make sure that's done. And then that's all good. See these people in here. So the street coffee shop. Pricing is here, so we can lower the price a little bit. Try and get some customers. So we'll drop them all down by $1. They're quite expensive for a coffee. Go, and $5 for the decaf. Alright. We'll use the same prices, that'll work well. And we shut that one off and then we're good to go. Alright. So we have our merry-go-round working, we have our carousel, we have our dodgem cars working, we're all good to go. Now, of course, the big ticket item in this game is the roller coasters. So here's a whole pile of roller coasters that are pre-made that we can use, or we can actually make our own. Now, we will at some point produce our own roller coaster. So each of these have a whole pile of different roller coasters. So for instance, there's the Typhoon. We can scroll out, there's the Typhoon there. Alright, so we could just place that and build that as part of our park and then all that sort of stuff. But we're not going to do that quite yet. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to get our railway system in as well. We want to have a railway system that goes around the park. Now, we've got a choice of either the trains, if I can bring this up, transport, right? No, where is it? Custom. Okay, so we've got a couple of different things now. So we've got, we can put trains in. So there's the steam train. We can put a the tour bus as part of the other pack we can't use. We've got a steamboat. We've got the monorail. We've got a light rail. I wasn't aware of the light rail. We've got chair lifts as well. So we've got the ability to actually move guests all over the park very quickly and easily. So we've got to look at keeping some space for this sort of stuff to go into. So I think, for instance, what we might do is we might have a monorail more so than a steam train for this one initially. So we're going to have the monorail and or a steam train if we're going to have that coming in across through here in some way, shape or form, whether it be going underground or going above ground. And above the ride. So we'll have to work on that as we go forward. But anyway, that's it. That's half an hour already gone, and we've done bugger all. So as you can see, it's going to take some time to get all this sort of sorted and worked out and pretty up and all that sort of stuff. So I do hope you'll join us as this episode and this Let's Play series continues. I hope you liked the episode. If you did, press the like button. If you didn't press the dislike button, that's okay. We don't lose sleep over it. And as always, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing. And don't forget to press that alarm notification icon so you're aware of when more episodes are out and available. In any case, this is DuckZorly. I hope you're enjoying Planet Coaster with us. And we shall see you next time at DuckZorly Gaming. And no matter whether it's morning, afternoon, evening, or night, take care of yourselves and your loved ones. We'll see you again very, very soon back here at DuckZorly Gaming. Take care. See you all later. Bye.